Hey, what's going on, fight fans, sports fans? This is Sean with Boxing and Basketball. How y'all doing out there today? Let me go over here to the comment section. Let me hit this little ticker right here, get the ticker going. So, have y'all been knowing? We're just waiting on for Demetrius to get on. Uh, so, in the meantime, we're gonna talk about the current state of boxing right now. Matter of fact, let me pull this up real quick. Let's pull up. Gonna look at this 160-pound division real quick. Let me tell you something. 168 pound division is pretty hot. All right, so at 160 pounds, hey, what's going on, Chad? Let me throw this up. All right, Chad, we're just for everybody that's on here right now. We're waiting for Demetrius Andrade to get on. Hopefully, he should be on real soon. Right now, we're going to look at before we have him on. We're going to look at the current middleweight division here at 160 pounds. So at 160 at the WBC, we have Jamal Charlo. At 160 for the WBA. Oh man, we're excited too, Chad. Um, at the WBA, we have Ryota Murata and Arislandi Lara. Matter of fact, Arislandi Lara, like when was the last time like he fought? I want to see because I just don't remember him fighting for a while. Let's take a look at that. There's Landy Lara. Um, Eric Landy Lara, he fought one time in 2020 against Greg Vendetti. He won a unanimous decision. And then he fought Thomas, which I think he goes by Cornflake Lamada. Eric Landy Lara beat him. Um, uh, May May 1st, 2021, he stopped him. He stopped him in the first round. So Arislandi Lara, he's man. Well, I mean, he did fight, man, but does anybody remember the Arislandi Lara fight where he fought earlier this year? Let me do a touch real quick. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. Just send a quick message to Demetrius just to make sure he's getting on here soon. So Fresh BX says, yeah, that was Ruiz undercard. You know what? While we waiting for Demetrius, let me throw the invite in here. So if y'all want to get on here, if you want to get on here and talk boxing with us, let me throw that on here. There you go. If you want to get in and chime in, talk a little bit before Demetrius get here, and then I'll take you off because I just want to get a little bit of Demetrius on here talking, and then I'll chime in some of y'all. Y'all can put some questions in here. Oh, that's what's up, man. Ronald Finkley, my man. Man, shout out to Ronald. $5. Man, Ronald's been holding us down for a while, man. Ronald's been here with us for a while, even back when we were going by boxingsocialist.com, and now we're boxing and basketball. Shout out to Ronald Finkley, man. Yo, any of y'all want to donate, put down below, man. Please feel free, or you see the scroller down there, you hit the Cash App, or just hit that super chat. All right. Also, at 160 pounds, we have Triple G Gennady Golovkin. Um, we have him at once. And man, Triple G, that's another guy. Y'all tell me, when's the last time Triple G fought? Gennady Golovkin. I mean, these guys are holding the belts. And all right, so we got Chaz coming on. Let me hook Chaz up real quick. All right, we got. What's going on? What's going on, Demetrius? Hey, Demetrius, can you hear us?
Yo.
All right, how's it going, champ? Can you hear me fine?
Yo, the late Hugh. Yo, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yo. Yeah,
All right,
I can hear you now.
All right, how's it going,
Good, man.
Demetrius?
All right. What's your next fight? Soon, man. Maybe April. We're going to try to put it at the dunk. All right. Yo.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
1
we
minute,
got.
sir. You know what I'm saying? Well, we up in.
All right. Make sure this is coming in clear. Let me turn up my volume. Make sure I got you. Yep, I got you loud and clear. How's it going, Demetrius?
Right. I'm doing good. How you doing?
All right, man. So we got people chimed in, man. If anybody got any questions, man, just throw them right there down in the chat. But we're gonna talk to Demetrius real quick before we take anybody's questions and all that. So Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, 31-0, 19 knockouts, 33 years old now, man. And you turned pro back in 2008. You've been in the game 13 years now, man. What does that feel like? Does it feel like you've been in for 13 years? As a pro, that is.
Yeah, nah, I've been in it a lifetime. So,
Right.
as a professional, I don't look at it in that aspect, but I just look at it as far as like fighting. I've been fighting for a very long time. So, you know,
Right.
professional has its own years, and through the growth of the amateur has its own years, but together it's fighting, bro.
Right. And Demetrius, man, we remember way back, man, when you were campaigning at 154 pounds, man, and you captured the WBO title. And man, I promise, even back then when we interviewed and talked to you, you were trying to fight anybody and everybody, and nobody would come through, to the point that eventually you moved up to 168. I mean, excuse me, 160. You moved up to 160 in 2017, and then you captured the belt there. And for everybody that talks about Demetrius, he's not this, he's not that. I want to know, why are they fighting you if you're not this and that? I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to toot my own horn. I don't know if you heard that. You heard that?
Yeah.
You heard the horn?
Yeah, I heard the horn.
I don't like to toot my own horn, but you know what I mean. You feel me?
So, yeah.
I was in the world of my own in the amateurs and still as the professional. But the big difference is that in the amateurs, you couldn't duck, hide, and use promotional contract and networks and all this other stuff that you know what I'm saying, people are using today to avoid making the fights happen. And so the best had to fight the best back then. And everybody who is one of the best today that is close to my weight class, I beat them all.
Right.
And there's witnesses, and they also are witness of you know what I'm saying, what I have done. But in the professional league, there's ways around of getting around me.
Right. Okay. So listen, so you made a move when you made that move to 160. That move was against Atlantis Fox. Man, 6'4". Is that the tallest guy you've ever fought? And what was your mind frame going into a fight against somebody tall like that, man?
what's it, Goliath and David and Goliath type shit was about to go down. But I don't know. You know, I went up and I fought the biggest challenger there is at that weight class, and yeah, you know what I'm saying. He was a lot heavier than me, of course. Getting into the ring, it was my experience of, you know, moving up to the next weight class and all. But it was something that me and my people wanted to do, was to move up to the next weight class and like become two divisional world champion. And now, there's a lot of opportunities out here to move to like 68, of course, to be 3-time divisional world champion. So yeah, we're doing whatever we have to do to have legendary fights, of course, and then also, make my mark in this game.
Right, right. And Demetrius, let's go back to when you got that championship, when everybody thought that people thought, well, he's not going to fight Vanes. Vanes is too hard. He's rough and rugged. And man, to me, you beat him easily, man, and captured the WBO belt. What was your mind frame going into that Vanes fight when nobody? And to me, it seemed like a lot of people didn't even want to fight Vanes at that time, but you were ready.
Say it one more time.
I said, what was your thought going into the Vanes fight? Because nobody wanted to fight Vanes at that time, and you beat him pretty easily and captured the WBO belt. What was your mind frame going into that Vanes fight?
I'm better. I'm slicker. I'm tall. I'm black. I'm handsome, and he doesn't deserve it the way I deserve it. But all due respect to Vanes, he was definitely a 2004 Olympian, and he made the fight worthwhile and something to look upon, because like people who can't sleep on that, because like I fought a real guy that was 30-0, no, 33-0 with 30 knockouts or something like that.
Right, right. Hey, listen, you haven't here, Demetrius. Somebody commented, "What's great, Demetrius Andre? Do you realize when you fight that we be standing on the edge of our seats?"
I'm glad I could give that type of excitement to my fans and my people, because like that's the type of explosion that I'm looking to do, and they see it. It's just you can't blink.
Right. Demetrius, we got somebody that says, "Does Demetrius like the Brandon administration?" What's the Brandon administration?
Yeah. Now next.
Next question. All right, no problem. Um, Somebody asked, did that fight prove Demetrius' greatness? I don't know. Do you think people gave you the respect that after that Vanes fight and you captured the belt? Do you think that proved your greatness, or is there always more to prove?
It's definitely a stepping stone to say like, yo, that kid is going to be something. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like that's just definitely a fight to say something, not the best or whatever, but that's just the stepping stone to get there. But yeah, greatness is what I am. I am one of the greatest fighters on this planet, talent wise,
Right.
and
Right.
charisma and character.
Right. Yeah, true. So Demetrius, let me ask you this. So what made you, and we know there's a lot of PEDs and stuff in boxing, but you personally, what made you decide to enroll in VADA testing?
Because I'm natural, I'm organic, I work hard, and like nothing I do is in the line of cheating.
Right.
You feel me? A great
Right.
man did say one time, a great man was like, a great man was one time was like, I was in a relationship for a very long time, and then a young man says, what do you do to like keep the relationship going for a very long time. And the guy was like, he looked over left, he looked over right, and he was like, cheat. But we don't do that over here, though. You feel me?
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And look, and Demetrius, I got some questions lined up for you, but in between the questions I got, I'm gonna sprinkle it with a little bit of the people in the chat room. One person asked Demetrius, are you possibly moving up, or are you gonna fight Janet Beck next?
You know, I am a fighter that called out the biggest fighters, the most popular fighters out there. The most popular and the biggest fighters out there in 154, 168, and then 168 might be coming soon.
Okay.
I have no problem fighting anyone. Anyone. Now, as far as names, Janet Bag, who say Dom, whoever the fuck they line me up with,
Yeah.
I'm going to fight because I don't have a privilege and luxury to pick and choose like fighters. I don't.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm also not going to like diminish myself by fighting, people that like doesn't also give me the next step. The next step. You feel me?
Right.
So I also have to like, you guys want me to do the next step? You guys want me to like, oh, you're not, oh, so if I'm going to go do that, don't sit there and say I'm not fighting a Janabak dude, which nobody knows for, nobody's willing to be or have interest in, versus somebody that has a name like Laura. If I decide to go up to 168, there's David Benavides, there's Caleb Plant, there's Danny Jacobs. There's a whole lot more interest than somebody named Jubilee without the Rolex. He is, I don't know how to fucking say his name, but it ain't Jubilee Band. It ain't a Jubilee Band. But you feel me? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm gonna get mine.
Yeah. And look, Demetrius, they're saying, will you be willing to fight the Paul brothers if there's a nice payday behind it?
I mean,
you're not into that celebrity boxing stuff, are you? Even if it is a nice payday?
Listen, it's called prize fighting. It's called prize fighting. There's nothing wrong with fighting for a prize because this is what we're doing. But, like, that's not realistic. So, but.
Right. All right. So, Demetrius, a question I got for you.
Why can't we fight Canelo? Why can't we fight Triple G? Why can't we fight Charlo? If and when I move up to 168, David, Caleb Plant, Danny Jacobs, like, what's up? Like, those, like, a Jake Paul, yo, you know what? I respect them. They're doing their thing. They're making a difference in their life and helping the sport of boxing as far as, like, you got issues, put it into the gloves. You feel what I'm saying? I got a lot of people out here in this world that has programs, what's gloves up, guns down type shit. Like that's how I look at that situation, and they have made something of themselves beforehand, but now they put it into boxing to make more of a hand. So it's all good.
Right. Ronald Finkley said they're going to have Demetrius fighting Willie Womp Womp because they ducking the champ. Which is
I kind of like we have to change the narrative. It's like, it can't be like who I'm fighting. Like, it can't be like I'm fighting nobody. At the end of the day, it's Demetrius Andrade. It's almost like Mike Tyson. It's almost like Roy Jones Jr. It's like they didn't fight a lot of known people.
Right.
They did not fight a lot of known people. They didn't.
Right.
They you know what I'm saying? Like, Mike Tyson did not fight. Roy Jones did not fight. I don't know what's going on, man. They did not fight but it was like them, what they did, how they did it, and so that's what it is
Right.
here. You know, unfortunately, and fortunate enough that I'm bad,
Right.
bad man. You feel me?
Right.
Like boys, dudes, men
Right.
in the sport of boxing that are the best or running around talking that shit, doing shit
Right.
that don't like. Come on, bro. That's
Right.
meet me outside. You want to go outside? You want to get paid millions of dollars to fight?
Right.
Oh,
Demetrius,
horrible fighter. You got offered $40 million. Half some of it would have went to me, of course. Most of it. It's a split in between, but at the end of the day, you know, I
right.
mean, I'm just here to like write my story and do what I have to do to get my story in place for anybody in my position or anybody that's like, looking to like be a fighter or anything else in their life. Yo, do not let anything get in your way because, like my boy 2 Chainz said, it's better to be employed than unemployed. You feel what
Right.
I'm
Right.
saying? So, like, I'm blessed, and I'm going to continue to put the pressure on people all day.
Right. So Demetrius, let me ask you. So, everybody talks about, or you seen the error the last few years. Al Heyman has PBC. The black people should stick together. Black people should sign with Al Heyman because it's PBC. So, what was your decision making behind signing with Eddie Hearn, Matchroom?
I mean, it's called prize fighting. So whoever's offering the most prize for the fight, everybody will go to. I'm not knocking anything and none of the other promoters. Al Heyman is a great, great person for the sport of boxing, for not just black people, all people, all people. He's an
Right.
all around person. So I can't sit here and say black, white, yellow, green, blue. You can, you know, say that with maybe other promoters like De La Hoya, maybe Top Rank because Terrence Crawford situation and previous thing, but even he done things with black folks and made a lot of black, yellow, green people a lot of money through his time of promotion as far as Top Rank. So I don't really buy into all that stuff, but
Right.
some places is better than others,
Right.
depending on the character you are, the charisma you have,
Right.
the country, the country, the country, the
Right.
the country. I have a country behind me, or I have like no country behind me. So that's makes a difference between like pushing people. Sorry
Right.
to say.
Right. And you know what, Demetrius, when we used to see you call out Canelo at 154, 160 pounds, you know, like I said, they try to minimize your success, right? But I'm like, how are you trying to diminish what Demetrius accomplished? But you think James Kirkland was a good fight for you? You think Alfredo Angulo was a good fight for you? There's no way in the world you think Americana was a good fight for you. You think these guys were a good fight instead of Demetrius Andrade? That just blew my mind that you didn't get a shot, but he's giving these guys shots. It was baffling to me.
No, yeah, that James Kirtland thing. If if people can remember or bring it back, they use my likeness, James Kirtness, came whatever likeness, and I think it was like I Corte or somebody who like another. It was another gentleman like that was a little older. He used like three of us to say I'm
Uh,
gonna fight one of these guys, and it happened to be James Cutler who we originally want to fight. Now, right? Let me just spill some beans, yo.
yeah, yeah,
Nigga
spill it.
Canel's a bitch, bro. Nigga Canel's a
Uh,
bitch. They have
yeah,
blueprints. It's the same blueprint for Matt Long, right? He
yeah,
wants to move up to fight the cruiserweight, right?
right, right,
So the cruiserweight is asking for money.
a lot more money than he deserves because he ain't shit. He ain't do nothing. He's a nobody, right? So you know what they doing? We're going to fight Charlo. We're going to fight David Benavidez just to bring the money down to give people a little hope that will never happen and go back and fight in the cruiserweight just so he can get less of a pay.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
Like, come on. The only time he actually locked in 1, 2, maybe like 2, 3 fighters was at the 168 division. When I was trying to fight Billy Joe Saunders, he locked him in. He said, "Don't fight Demetrius Andrade. I'm gonna give you more money. Just wait."
Right.
And Billy Joe tried to get more money, and so he come back was like, "I'm not waiting for Canelo. I'm gonna fight Demetrius Andrade." And so he made more money not to fight me, to hold off and fight Canelo. Canelo fought Yordam, he fought Colin Smith, he fought Billy Joe, and then he fought Caleb Plant. How the fuck are you able to lock in all 4 champions in 1 year?
Right.
In 1 year.
Right.
But don't want to lock it in if it's David Benavidez, if it's Charlo or Demetrius Andrade, but you lock it in with those folks.
Right.
So I'm just speaking facts. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know.
Right.
So that's just what it is.
Hey, listen, Demetrius, Fresh BX says he's trying to get a most avoided fighter in boxing custom made T-shirt. Who would he contact to make something like that happen?
I'm gonna put it together. This is my designer right here. This is my designer, Art of Fame, right? Art of Fame. Go Instagram him and I would tell him to stop. Like, I don't even sell my shit yet. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I do like in venue. Like, you got to come to the venue to get this. You see this? But you can't get this nowhere.
Right. Right.
You can't get this nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, my
Customized.
shit's exclusive. Like, you have to show up and get it. You have to come in person to have the
See the
vibe,
fights.
the experience. You can't just like order online. Like, you know, my thing's a vibe, bro. So like, you can only get it by witnesses, and then when you go in there, you understand it. But you know, I could do some little stuff though for people. Do some little stuff online.
Yeah. They looks like some people want your merchandise, man. You got to create some kind of store so they can buy your stuff. Okay. Yeah. Even one guy said, "Darn, even Benavidez is ducking Andrade, and that's 168 pounds."
Yeah, we're definitely gonna make noise pretty soon. Gonna make noise pretty soon.
And now here's another.
Pretty soon.
Now here's another.
We're gonna see who the barkers are and who the biters are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Anybody can say, "Meet me outside." What was that girl? Meet me outside.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, meet you outside. Don't you want to get paid?
All right. He said that's what I like to hear. So Demetrius, another question that's throwing people off. We understand that there's problems between networks and promoters and stuff like that. So it's really baffling to people that Triple G and Jaime Mungua are both with the Zone, and they're just scratching their head like, man, these guys are with the Zone. So people are like, is it a money issue, or is it just a thing they just don't want to fight you? I mean, they're on the Zone, so it's just baffling that Triple G and them, Triple G or Mungua just won't fight you.
Nah, anybody that fights me gets paid the most money.
Oh, wow.
They get paid the most money. Nobody gets paid the less money fighting me. Everybody gets paid the most money fighting me.
Right. All right. So Demetrius, Tax Tack, he wanted me to ask Boo Boo's thoughts on Spence versus Bud Crawford. Who do you think will win that fight?
I'm always gonna say may the best man win because, I know both brothers, but I'm in the era of Terrence Crawford, and I'm one of them guys. And Earl Spence be with them whack ass Charlo Cubs, and I'm with my boy Terrence all day.
Right. Okay. Hey, look, somebody wanted you to answer this question. Somebody said, did Andre see Golden Boy president Eric Gomez on YouTube saying nobody made them an offer for Andre versus Mangua? Is that true or false? Is Eric Gomez making that up?
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. When Munguia, right, has
Yeah.
a WBO interim belt
Uh-huh.
for about the last 4 years that he's been parading around like he's the champion, right? And
Yeah.
every time they say, "Hey, Munguia, do you actually want to fight for the main belt?" He says, "Who has it?" Like Demetrius, no. Who
Right.
has it? Who has it? No. I'm gonna satisfy myself and wait till he like retire, gets old, or move, or whatever he has to do. Let me just give him whoever else we can fight, and when we decide to get out the weight class, we'll fight for that championship. I fought Vanes Montemosian right off, and he was
Right.
33 with 30 knockouts.
Right.
Not when he fought Triple G, people. He was 33 with 30 knockouts. He was hot then. His first loss against a 19-0 guy, Demetrius Andrade, with like maybe 14, 12 knockouts. I don't know. But
Right.
like, I had no fear.
Right. Right. And a lot of people, I guess, they're asking your thoughts on what Jermell Charlo might do versus Castellano. Guess that fight before. A lot of people thought that Charlo had lost, but it looks like there's a rematch in place.
Yeah, I give two fucks.
Yeah.
2 fucks. What they
Right.
do.
Hey, listen. So you've been in when you first started, right? From the time
Yeah.
you started until now, Demetrius, what have you learned the most about the business side of boxing?
Out one pocket goes into another pocket.
Break that down. What does that mean?
I can't do all that. I can't do all
Okay.
that. Can't do
Okay.
all that. Can't do all that. But
All
it's
right.
the same for all business throughout the whole world.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. So let me ask you this.
So
If
don't think there's friendly people around.
Okay.
Just you know.
Right, right. So Demetrius, if you can go back to the 18-year-old Demetrius Andrade, what would you tell your 18-year-old self?
Man, you're doing a great job, bro. You're doing a great job. There's nothing wrong. No matter what, bro, you're good. No matter what, you're good. You're blessed. You have beautiful family. You have beautiful people around you. Who cares? That don't mean nothing. When it's all said and done, what you do while you're in it is what matters the most. So, like, be ahead of the game. Invest now. Learn now. Do the things then. Don't like, wait until it's all done to make things happen now. And do the smartest things now with what you're getting, because the shit does come to an end if you don't do the right things. And
Right,
like, keep the people around you that's gonna like enhance,
right,
and have patience. Like, you know what I'm saying? This
right,
game is fucked up
right,
in a good way, in a bad way. This is a fucked up, good and bad way.
right. So, Demetrius, how bad do you think you got underneath Canelo's skin when you crashed his post interview, his post fight interview? He seemed really frustrated. How much do you think you got underneath his skin?
Hey, right? It was all a game plan from start to finish, and that was the finish. Like, we ran each other into the hotel, right? I had the Billy Joe jacket on, like just like busting balls. Like, I had Billy Joe's jacket on. I was just like, fucking with Canelo. Like, he sees me, he's like, "Oh, you should be wearing," and I'm like, "Canelo, bro, let's come on, man, stop acting like you don't know, bro. Don't do that. Like, there's no too many cameras right here, so you're giving me homage. You're paying like respect, but like, You know what I'm saying? Give me the respect that I deserve for being the athlete that in the sport of boxing for a very long time.
You're right.
For a very long time. Don't try to like call me a horrible fighter and I'm putting people on their asses.
Right.
And I just show people like I'm gonna show you how much of a how person I am by putting Jason Quigley on his ass. And I fought a lot of people. I fought Selecki. I fought Brady Brewer. I
Right.
fought Barnes Monterosa. I fought Brian Rose. I fought
Right.
Liam Williams, who
Right.
might be fighting Chris Eubanks next. Like I fought
Right.
hungry people. I fought real dogs. I didn't fight people that came to lay down for a check, bro. So
Right.
I don't understand what people are talking about. I didn't have the privilege of a lot of
Right.
these like paper champs or one-time champs or like
Right.
the countrymen of like other countries, and people need to understand that like a countryman that is a fighter, soccer player, and their country is all about that. They're going to have a bigger background. If they win, lose, or draw, they're going to support their countrymen. I just need people to understand that, you know. And Canelo is so good, right, with his country.
Right.
No matter if he lose, win, draw, people are still going to show up because he already lost against Floyd Mayweather, and people still show up. So it's all about your back. It's all about like how you bounce back. So me saying that, it's like, Charlo, bro, if you're that good, let's
Right.
fight. If you beat me, lose against me, or we get a draw, whatever the situation is, you're that good, right? You're the man. You can bounce back. I'm that
Right.
good. I can bounce back. People are
Right.
still going to come and chase us. Not thinking like, my this Floyd, like the kind of like the Floyd Mayweather, like, gift and curse type situation, which is true, but like we can't Floyd, Sugar Shane Mosley. Sugar Shane Mosley, Marvelous Marvin, Sugar Ray Leonard, Duran, like they didn't talk nothing like that. They fought each other, and the person that lost was able to still make millions of dollars next and next and next because he was a G. He was good. He fought. He put his heart on the line every time.
Right.
Why? What are you trying to say? You guys ain't that?
Right.
They're not that. But you want to be like, I'm Muhammad Ali. I'm like Roy Jones. I'm like Floyd Mayweather. But Floyd, Muhammad Ali, and Roy Jones, they actually fought people when it came down to it. They actually fought.
Right.
Win, lose, or draw. If they lost, they came back and they fought again.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
So we're not doing that today? Not doing that today?
All right. Let's see. Let's do Demetrius. So we got a question here. When it comes to the younger generation, the guys that's in the early 20s now, like the Devin Haney's and the Shakira Stevensons, who look like they're the next generation of superstars. What do you think about some of these young bucks coming in the game? And it seems like they're monetizing and they're figuring out a way to maximize their profits than like the generation before you did. What do you think about some of these young bucks and the money they're generating now?
I'm glad that we were able, and my ancestors was able to pave the way. I'm so happy and proud that these people, Shakur and David Hayden, can make the money that they're making today.
Right.
I'm happy for them because that shows the work that we put in is working.
Right.
Happy for them. Now, do the right thing with it.
Right.
Do the right thing with it. Do the right thing. Do the right thing with it. Don't think, it's going to continue to grow on trees. You have to make the trees. You have to put it in the place where it's going to actually make the thing. Don't be out here thinking, I got it. Because, $1 million ain't shit, bro.
Oh, wow.
$1
so $1
million
million to go by fast?
$1 million is a house and a car.
Wow.
That's what I'm just saying. Just saying today's world,
Yeah.
like $1 million
Yeah.
is able to own a house and have a vehicle. Okay,
Right.
so don't think like, I'm better than you because nah, bro, nah. We're all the same. People have the luxuries. We all fight for something, but like use your opportunity of prize fighting to make more and really make life changing situations because $1 million back then, yeah, it was not. $1 million today ain't shit, bro.
Right.
It's one car in the house.
Right.
One car in the house.
Um, one of the guys, Fresh Big, said you've been in this game a long time now, and you're turning 34 next month. How much longer do you want to continue to fighting? To how old?
Oh, thanks for reminding me that 34 is around the corner. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. But 34 never looked this good. You feel me? Thank you, man. Thank you, bro. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Swoop. You
All
know,
right.
I don't know. There's a financial thing and then there's a health and physical thing. So whichever one comes first.
Right. Demetrius, tell us about the other day when about the National Declaration of Merit, and what did that mean to you?
It was very emotional. It definitely brought tears and like to my family, to my people, from the hard work that we all get to enjoy through within me and with each other's team during our time. Um, Man, to be Cape Verdean is a beautiful thing, yo. To be just alive is a beautiful thing, but damn, to
Yeah.
be Cape Verdean, if you don't
Yeah.
know anything about some Cape Verdean people, bro,
Uh-uh.
whew, let me tell you something.
Yeah. Tell us about it.
It's beautiful. It comes in all colors, eye colors, and language is beautiful. Our country is beautiful. We have 10 beautiful islands, and it's like being on Mars, Jupiter, Uranus. Uranus is an island full of girls with booty. Girls, let's go to Uranus because it's some bad things. There's some fatties over there, baby. Let's go that way. You go to Sal. You go to Sal, right? The island called Sal. One of the most beautiful beaches out there in the planet. Top 5 beaches is Sal, Cape Verde, Santa Maria. You go. Praia, San Vicente,
Yeah.
Santo
Ronald.
Antão. Like every island is different. Green. One's a
Right.
desert. One's this mountains, flat. Like,
Right.
like to be able to like experience that and come from that, and like the people from the diaspora, get back to that, get back to that.
Wow.
So it's too late.
Wow. Yeah, Ronald Finkley said the island people are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Demetrius, like what tell us about like like the everyday Demetrius. Like what TV shows do you like to watch? I see like a lot of our people, a lot of our culture, they're into the TV show Power. Are you into shows and stuff like that? Like what do you like to watch and check out on TV?
To watch Japanese, Chinese. I like to watch 300, Troy. I like to watch strategized war movies and episodes in TV history of how like all unfold. The UK versus like, England, like the real England versus like Welsh, the Welsh. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
Welsh versus England. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I like to
Okay.
watch that type of stuff. Like that's what I'm into.
Okay.
I like to like read. I like to read while the movie's going on, subtitles type shit.
Right. So Demetrius, tell us a little bit because we be seeing sometimes when you be posting pictures and stuff, and I see you like to do you like WWE. Are you into wrestling?
I mean, I think we all are into wrestling at one point in our life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I have kids that also like are tuned in on the new generation and stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to like, you know, give them the time and the experience to like go and witness and actually meet these people through my work. So yeah, of
Right.
course, I'm going to like give my kids the enjoyment that they need. Not that I'm like, I'm so dumb. No, I'm not
Yeah.
like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But my kids like it, so I like it too.
So Demetrius, would you do something like how Floyd Mayweather did? If Vince McMahon asked you to come on to do a show, to get in the ring, and of course it's scripted and all that, would you do it? Would you go? Would you do a stint with WWE if they asked you?
Of course, that's the biggest platform ever of exposure. Of course, Floyd is not a dumb person. The
Right.
team is smart. Of course, the WWE, WWF, SmackDown, all that stuff, whatever it is, like that's been around for years. And
Right.
their clientele and their viewership is through the roof. Vince McMahon, all them guys are smart. Of course, the exposure that you're gonna get. These people follow that stuff. Why wouldn't I?
Right. Right.
And then
And,
they're gonna be like this, Canelo, you fucking horrible fighter. Fight Andre. They be walking around with their Andre belts and shit.
And Demetrius, I know it's too early right now because I know it's like in pre-production and all that. But I've been reading up, and it looks like you're going to be dibbling and dabbling as a co-producer, getting into movies. So is that something
Yes,
that's always been on
boxing
your radar?
and
You know, you like when you are able to like produce funds financially, and you come across people that have like their own, dreams and goals,
find people in boxing.
to like make life-changing money with life-changing money, but real life-changing money. Movies
Right.
is really life-changing money. Really, really, movies is really life-changing money. Like there's certain things that's really life-changing money outside of like the boxing. So there's a lot of outside boxing shit that I have going on that I'm preparing for now. So I don't need to like for the folks, for the young folks, I don't need to have the most fanciest this, have the most fan, have to keep up with it. No, my money is going to work for myself. My money is going to work for my kids. My money is going to do this. I live a good life. I
Right.
don't need to do like, so I just want to like put that out there. And so, yeah, I'm going to put and explore and do my due diligence, do my homework to like things that's really going to make life-changing money with or without
Right.
boxing. But boxing has helped me make that avenue to like touch people and for people to touch me and for me to learn how to really get involved.
Right. Right. Well, listen, Demetrius, man, listen, we want to thank you so much for being on here, man, and for answering the people's questions, man. I know you always have a busy schedule. You're always on the move. Listen, man, we wish the best for you, man. We want to see the best fights. We hope these guys will stop ducking and get in there with you, man. And so, so y'all can prove um, that you're what you think you are and what you could be. I just wish that more people would give the opportunity, stop ducking. And, I always said all the time, if y'all think it's easy work, then get in there with Demetrius. Then, if you think, oh, I could beat him easy, then show and prove, show us that you can do it. But they're not doing it, man. So, man, salutes to you for calling everybody out, never ducking, never being afraid, moving up the weight to try to chase and see if they fight you. And they just won't. Oh, one last thing. What's this thing? I read something the other day about you might think about 168 for like a Zach Parker. I guess he's the other WBO champion at 168. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, listen, I'm the champion at 160, so I become automatic mandatory at any weight class that I choose to go after. It's the
Right.
bylaw, it's the law. So I'm
Right.
gonna do things that's gonna make sure my name is in the books for a long time. So whichever weight class or what it is I have to do, I'm gonna do. Now the Zach Parker kid, I will fuck him up. I will fuck him up if that's
Yeah.
what it is has to be done. But by the bylaws, I can choose to do whatever the fuck it is that I need to do to become and force Canelo's hands. Fuck a Zach Parker, because he don't do nothing. He's just another, he's a new one. Who's Zach Parker? Right?
Yeah.
You feel me? But we're going to force Canelo's hand. We're going to force Canelo's hand. Fuck a Zach Parker. Zach Parker, you make the most money you ever make fighting me.
Right.
So that's why you're trying to do and say whatever. Because, like, if it ain't me, then, yeah, okay, Canelo. Okay, Canelo's the only other person that you could probably make a lot more money with. Fuck you, Canelo. Fuck you. But if you don't get Canelo, the more money you ever going to make is fighting Demetrius Andrade.
Right.
So Zach Parker, you know, keep up the good work, bro. I want everybody to make money in this. I want everybody to make money. Make your money, bro. Make your money. You feel me? But I'll fuck you up, bro. I'll fuck you up. But I'm going to be glad that you made the most money getting fucked up.
Right.
That's what makes me happy, bro. At the end of the day, like, this game is so fucked up. I know ins and out and shit. I just want the fighter who I'm fighting with to at least make more of the money. That's all that matters, bro.
Right.
Because they put their health on the line. They gotta go home, bro.
Right.
You feel me? They gotta pay bills. They don't got 401ks. They don't got, you know, maybe they do, maybe they don't. But they, you know what I'm saying? Like, fighters, you live that life. You don't have that job. You don't understand. You know, they don't have that. So, like, they have to fight. So it's like, yeah, get that money, bro.
Right.
Just make sure you have respect when you talk to Demetrius Andrade.
Demetrius.
He said some shit. He said some shit. Hold on, last side. Because he said Demetrius Andrade don't fancy this. He said that's some funny shit. He said Demetrius Andrade don't fancy the fight. I will fuck you up, bro.
Hey, Demetrius, what was your thoughts when you heard the news of the ring announcer Diamante getting hurt, man?
Who?
Diamante, the white guy with the long dreads and braids.
What about him?
A few weeks ago, man, he got in a bad motorcycle accident. I don't think he can walk now. You didn't hear about that?
No.
I think his name is pronounced Diamante, the white guy, the ring announcer that announces
David Diamante.
Yeah. He got in a bad motorcycle car accident a few weeks ago, and he's in bad shape right now, man.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm hearing that. And nobody from whatever reached out to let me know, but I'm going to check in. Man. But yeah, thanks for that information.
Yep. No problem, man. He put out a message saying he's looking to recover. I think he said he can't walk right now, but he's looking for a long recovery, and he's praying and hoping that he can get back on his feet one day.
Yeah, this thing's tough, bro. It's tough.
Yeah. But like you said, Demetrius, man, you got to take life for what it is. When y'all are in that ring, man, y'all putting your life on the line, man. So, you want everybody to get paid, but most importantly, be healthy stepping out of that ring at the end of the fight.
Yeah, for sure, because, there's life after boxing.
Right.
And you know who don't give a fuck?
Who's that? Are you still there? Uh-oh. I think it faded up. All right, the champ got disconnected, man. There you have it, man. Listen, I hope y'all enjoyed the show, man. All right, let me switch my banner real quick. That's not the banner I want. All right, listen, man, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. All right, so we got some people that want to hop on. Let's get some people. We got Ron. We got Chad.
Yo, what's good? How you doing, Boxing Socialist? How you doing,
All right, hold on. Let me turn down my volume real quick. Turn down my volume real quick so I don't That's my ears out. Let me switch. Need to go to the 3-man. There we go. What's going on? Chaz, you were in here first. Chaz, what questions you had, man?
Yeah. For him, I really wanted to know, and I wrote it there in the chat. It was like he mentions going up to 168, but my thing is like, okay, if you've been having these troubles since 154 when it comes to getting the fights that you want, what makes it any different going to 168 where Canelo holds all the belts? And the reason I say that is because one, we've seen a body who holds the belt, right? WBO, WBC, WBA, whatever it was. Let's use the WBC situation as an example. When the WBC tried to mandate that Canelo fight Triple G a couple years back, what did Canelo do? He dropped the belt. He didn't care, right?
Right.
And he didn't want anything to do with the WBC. And the WBC obviously, came up to him and kind of sucked his nuts a little bit. Sorry. Like, if we're being completely honest, all of a sudden you hear of this franchise belt, right? And you got all these witch oak belts popping out of everywhere, every which way. So there is no – I think Canelo is past the belts. Like, when you're talking about star power, the belts need him. The belts want him to carry their belts because he brings more eyes to the sport. So I just don't see how that helps Andrade in any way right now. And now you have Canelo holding up 4 divisions. If you look at it from 160, right? From 160 to one, even cruiserweight. We'll say cruiserweight. People holding out now, and the momentum of boxing going downhill because of it, because everybody wants to keep their belt or keep their O, right? In hopes of getting a Canelo payday. So if anything, it's hurting the sport even more. These fighters who have belts not wanting to unify and then putting Canelo under that pressure, making not necessarily putting Canelo under pressure, but making it more of an appealing fight if you have a unified champion or an undisputed champion. Say Andrade went the route of, hey, let's unify as much as we can, let's do whatever we can to get these belts, and at the end of it, we're going to get a Canelo payday, possibly, But these fighters aren't doing that right now. Like, it's killing the sport of boxing as a whole. So I really wanted to hear his thoughts on that. Because that's a big thing, because Canelo is holding hostage about 4 divisions.
Right.
Look, who's talking about Canelo? Better be right? Makabu, and still 160's crying. Jamal Charlo hasn't fought anybody, but wants a Canelo payday. It's just
right. I think everybody wants a Canelo payday. 3 people in the last 10 years you wanted to fight. In the last 10 years, you want to fight Floyd Mayweather, you want to fight Manny Pacquiao, and now you want to fight Canelo Alvarez. Those 3 are just going to generate extremely big, large money for you.
Yep. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, I just don't see how. I would love your thoughts on it. I mean, do you see his situation changing if he moves to 168?
Well, I think it might be more than that. It might not so necessarily be, and I don't know this 100% for sure. I don't know if it's 100% sure. Well, there's 2 things I'm looking at. Like he said, a lot of people don't know the WBO have this rule. If you're the WBO champ, once you move up to another weight class, you become the automatic mandatory. So one, I'm thinking either he would like to win and beat Zach at 168, that he can lay hold and claim that, hey, Canelo, I am now a 3-division world champion like you are. That doesn't mean that Canelo will still fight him. And then number 2, it could be maybe once they mentioned earlier, it's 33 going on 34. Maybe 160 is not feasible for him to make that no more. I mean, but it's like, okay, I can move up to 68 and become a 3-division champion, Maybe 160, I don't have to struggle to make weight as bad. And with that, the perks is I might be able to fight Canelo Alvarez at 168. So I think there's just different options there, and I don't think it's just for the Canelo case only.
For me, all I heard in that interview was Canelo. In my opinion, like I felt like the end game is Canelo for him. Like I get it.
It's a big payday. Yeah,
it's a big payday. Like I get it, but it is robbing us, the fans, who pay money, real money, to watch them in these fights. Like, and it's not fair to us because Canelo can go up and down in weight. To have these fighters waste, one, their prime, right. Two, hold up divisions, right? We already see it at 147, right? With Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. How long has that fight been brewing since Terrence Crawford beat Horn?
4 years, damn near. Seems like 2 years at least.
Oh, I'd say probably almost 4.
Yeah.
Ron, can you turn down your mic volume just a little bit?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. It's just coming in super loud. That's all.
Yeah,
it's okay now.
Oh, no.
Turn it down some more.
It must be the Bluetooth thing.
It's directly in your lung. I feel like.
Due to hold on, let me see. It says here I can edit your mic settings. I don't know if I can
It
turn
must
it
be
down.
the Bluetooth.
Let me see if I can turn it down from here.
That's a strong Bluetooth.
Talk now, Ron.
Yeah, the cheaper ones are the strong ones. The cheaper.
All right. What was your question again, Ron?
It's about like how it's been brewing for like 2 years, 3 years minimum, like the Terrence Crawford fight.
Yeah. So in essence, we're not going to get any divisions being unified or outside of 135 because somebody just won 3 belts, right? Or 4 belts if you want to call the French fries belt a belt. You know?
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, where does boxing win above 135? Like, where do we go from here? Are we just okay to be sitting back and just waiting on who Canelo fights next, and Benavidez doesn't fight anybody? And I mean, it's already bad enough in my opinion right now. The PBC already doesn't put their fighters in super tough all the time. You know, like just being honest. In my opinion, that's my opinion.
PBC. Here's the thing with PBC, right? PBC actually has some good fighters, right? But Al Heyman doesn't know how to build up the fighter. That's something that the Goose and family was good at. Main Event was good at. Top Rank was good at. Oscar De La Hoya was starting to get good at that with his Golden Boy. But it's all Don King was great at building up fighters. And with Al Heyman, you could be like, hey, Al, I want to see Keith Thurman, Sean Porter. All right, there it is. Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, and like there's no build up to the fight. It's like, boom, here you have it. All right, let's see, maybe Danny Garcia, Errol Spence. Okay, look, boom, there you go, you got it. It's like you got to build it up just because fans want to see it. You got to build it up some type of way, because when you just throw the fight together like that, yeah, the hardcore boxing fans, we know who they are. But your average couch potato Joe, they're not going to buy it. They're like, I think I've heard of them. I don't. You know how many of my friends that are big time sports advocate? I mean, they watch sports religiously. And I go to throw boxing names out there. I don't know who that is. I don't know. I know who Floyd Mayweather is. I know who Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury is. I've heard of that Tank Davis guy. There's only about 5 people that they really know in boxing. And I think that's where PBC fails, that they don't know how to build fighters to make them a household name.
Exactly. And when I first started watching PBC, when they first came out, I was an avid supporter for 2 years because they had that one big picture of all of the young and upcoming fighters together. Right. And I
Yeah.
knew it was going to be some major rivalries there. I looked at like
Yep.
AB fighting Danny Garcia. Like I think
Ooh.
that
Right.
was a super fight if they would have fought. That would have really
Right.
built some brand up.
Yes.
So right, man. And look at now. Look at today. Like they didn't do hardly anything with all of that. You know, I remember all the promotional, like they were gonna end pay-per-view. Like that was the thing that they were pushing, like at the
I never
beginning.
believed that. I never
Yeah.
believed that.
Yeah. Now they're pushing it even harder. Pushing pay-per-views. I mean, you have four in 4 months, I think, or 6 weeks. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, it's just
But
it's
that's
oversaturating the market.
and listen, and that's because I told people, man, I promise, Chad, if you go back and watch my old videos, I told people when Al Heyman, I think Al Heyman had great intentions when he first came out with PBC to buy network time, and he was hoping that he would have so much advertisement that it would generate money and it would sustain itself. But boxing isn't football. Boxing isn't NBA. It just isn't. And that model failed. If you ever notice, and Ron, you talked about it when you first used to watch it. Did y'all ever notice the transition when they first started? They had the display name in the middle. They had the walks, the stands that they walked down. You came out this way. You came out this way. We faced off against each other. All that stuff cost so much money. Like he was burning hundreds of thousands just to make it look like that. And if you notice after, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, all that went away. Al Heyman's like, man, we're not generating and recouping the money. And when y'all watched it, when you watched that, what was that? Brown Sugar TV. It was Bounce TV. Those advertisements, they weren't there. You were seeing that one advertisement played 40 times in a 2-hour fight because nobody was donating money. So I think Al Heyman had he had an idea, but it didn't pan out like he thought. And because the money wasn't generating through advertisements, he had to keep burning Waddell Reeves and them. He had that hedge fund money. He had to keep burning. And it was like, man, you can't keep paying these fighters this amount of money. Yeah, I knew it was a grab to get all the boxers to come here, but you can't sustain that. You just can't. And now people, these guys are spoiled and accustomed to this certain payday. And he promised him this. I don't know what the contract says, but Showtime Espinosa, we're not paying for that. I mean, it's got to be a mega fight for us to pay that kind of money. Fox is saying, we're not paying that. I mean, you got to give us a good quality. We're not going to pay that money. So now Al Heyman's like, oh, God, okay. Charles Martin, Luis Ortiz, we're going to put you on pay-per-view, $39.99. We got to figure out a way to pay y'all. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's why we're getting on free TV a Joey Spencer and this prospect thing on
because they can afford
New Year's Eve. Yeah,
they can afford them.
I'm just like, man, it's gotten that bad. But again, you spoiled the fighters. You made them believe that this was what they were going to be accustomed to, and it was all about Al Heyman can pay the most. Al Heyman, and now, I mean, you made it a standard. And you have this huge stable of fighters that you can't pay $1 million each fight for. You just can't. And that's why you have a Demetrius Andrade who can make $1 million a fight, right? But he's one guy.
Right.
He's not. And in that same stable, you have AJ, who's this superstar. Like he's a superstar. So you know you're going to make your money back on that. So it pays it back into the fund. If Andre doesn't do well when it comes to the gate or something like that, not a full stable of fighters like Al Heyman has, and be able to have all of those fighters fight once or twice a year. I mean, last year we didn't even see Danny Garcia fight at all.
Right.
Thurman fighting 2 years.
What they have to do is they have to realize what the market is. Like, it's not a lot of people. Like, look at the UK market. Like you said, they love the sport. We have a lot of different activities in America that if they can somehow keep that momentum going, like I was saying with the AB versus Danny, you have to keep the momentum in order to keep people in tune. Like you can't just have one good matchup but then stop having good matchups. It's got to be a consistent thing, and I think that's where PBC dropped the ball at. They just didn't really stay consistent to make someone a pay-per-view star. You gotta
Right.
you gotta get rid of somebody. Somebody gotta lose eventually in order to make the person successful. In my
Right.
opinion.
And Ron, when you look at it, Ron, PBC has the fighters. They have the fighters that make it successful. They just don't have the right infrastructure matchmaker to
Yeah,
really get it to where it needs to be.
exactly.
Well,
Yeah,
I think it may be some of that, and I think it may be the Floyd Mayweather syndrome. It's like if you don't have an
Right.
O, you don't have it. Or if it's weird because they don't have a middle ground like UFC. Hold on, baby, I'll give you some. But yeah, they don't have a middle ground like UFC. UFC, you have a fighter lose, okay, they're back in like a couple months later. Like they're active. It's weird because PBC, you have a fighter who has their O, loses it, and then they're back to building them up again. You know what I'm saying? Like they take a while to bring them back, and then they'll have a fighter who goes up against a guy who has an O, like a Tank Davis, against what was it, Isaac Cruz or whatever his name was, Pitbull,
Right.
and they're gonna put him because he had a good loss versus their next 3-4 guys with zeros. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll
Chad,
overuse that person.
and look, Chad, and believe it or not, very few people in boxing really know how to market themselves. Floyd Mayweather was the best at marketing himself, which is why he made millions of dollars. And whether people like this guy or not, whether you can't stand him or not, Adrian Broner knew how to market himself.
Oh,
He
yeah.
knew how to play the bad role, right? And Adrian Broner,
Yes.
he told you on TV to your face after he done lost, I don't care. You'll still come out to pay to see me fight. And it wasn't that we were paying to see the fight to see what skills you had. People were paying to see him lose. People didn't
I was
really
paying
care
to see
about
him
Floyd
win,
Mayweather's skills.
though.
Oh, I mean, but a lot of people, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
hardcore boxing
He was
fans.
playing
Yeah,
the
we're,
heel.
we're hardcore, yeah. But the couch potato, I don't like this guy. I want to see him
Mhm.
lose, and that's what they were paying for.
Look at the
And
part
lose he did
every
every single big test he lost.
Hey, listen, even the couch potato people that were non-casual boxing fans, all they talked about was, did you see this guy said he beat Pacquiao? Did you see what he said?
idiot. This guy's an idiot. Type
But
attitude.
honestly, if Adrian Broner was to come out and said, I'm going to fight 3 months from now, it could be against Willy Wonka. They're going like, yeah, we want to see this. We want to see you lose again. They're just going to pay because he knew how to market himself. And this brings me back to the thing where I hate anybody watch my videos. I do not like celebrity boxers like Jake Paul and all them fighting. I just personally don't like it. But any boxer should look at the success of Logan Paul and Jake Paul and figure it has nothing to do with their boxing skills. It has to do with them marketing themselves. They know how to use YouTube. They know how to use social media. Honestly, how many times do y'all really go to these social media or YouTube channels? First of all, how many fighters do you see have a daily or weekly YouTube vlog bringing you into the life, showing you the ups, the downs, the funnies, the bad? If they will learn how to use social media to their advantage, if they learn how to create that, I mean, it'll build. You can bring those YouTube people into your boxing world. KSI proved it. Logan Paul and them proved it. Jake Paul proved it. Some of these TikTokers that they had on, they all proved it. If you get a YouTube social media following or Twitter or Instagram or whatever you use, and they will come watch you fight.
It's all about authenticity. Like if you have like a great character about yourself and you display it every day. Like I watch a guy who got a catfish show. He get more views than most boxing channels get, and he just catch a catfish. You see what I'm saying? It's all about how you authentically come across, and that's how you gain fans. You know what I mean? People respect people with characteristics. That's just my opinion.
And check this out, Ron or Chad. When you watch that, well, I'm just going to ask you. Hold on, Chad. I'm going to ask you, Ron. When y'all watch that fishing channel, does he open up? This is on YouTube, Ron.
Yeah.
All right, Ron. When he does that, does he have like a donate or a chat button where people can give money while they watch him fish?
At the beginning, I never noticed it at the beginning. But he might. But I just use tune in and I watch because of the topics. So basically, that's how I notice them.
Right. So here's my point. Here's my point to that, Ron. A lot of these YouTubers that are doing that, when they open up the lines, you know what they'll get? $10 here, $20 here, $30 here, $20 here, $40 here, $30 here, 20. Before you know it, they done made about, I don't know, maybe about $1,000, $2,000 just from people donating to watching them fish. And he can do that 2 and 3 times a week, right? So if people on YouTube are willing to watch this man fish and dropping 10, 15, 20, 25 bucks just to donate to watch this man succeed, watch him fish, what is he going to entertain us with next? You know, what is he going to show us next? That same money that these people or YouTubers, the fans are willing to donate, you don't think they'll pay 20, 30 bucks to see them fight? I just proved my point.
Yeah,
grab the people on YouTube that's paying money to watch you do daily videos. Those same people, because you had that following, they will pay and drop that 20, 30, 40 bucks to come watch you fight. Oh, snap. Man, he's about to fight. Oh, my God, he's going to fight such and such. And they will pay the money. And boxers, they just have no social media flair at all to them. Very few.
Not at all.
And it's sad.
It's a slippery slope because, you know, I grew up with boxers and I know how like rugged and how mean they can be. They from the streets. And, you know, really, they don't want to come across that way in a lot of ways. You see what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. You know, but I've seen boxers grow up. John Brown from Atlantic City, Levander Johnson, rest in peace. They both world title holders. Yeah. But they never were really like friendly to the camera. You see what I'm saying? Right.
Well, and listen, and during that time, that was fine. You didn't have it like you have now. Right now, Devin Haney should be killing YouTube. Shakur Stevens should be killing YouTube. Yeah. AB was doing his About Billions for a little bit, and then he just stopped doing that. Every time AB dropped About Billions, people were tuning in and watching the video. The Charlos, they're doing maybe once every couple weeks vlog. Regis Prograis is dropping something once every few weeks, but it's got to be a more on a consistent basis. I'm not saying they got to do it every day, but have a weekly episode or weekly behind the scenes or weekly something.
Yeah, Carissa does that. I think she used to do like weekly. I used to watch
Carissa
that.
Shields?
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Carissa. And then I watch Demetrius. He don't do it weekly, but I noticed he's starting to get into it. Like a few of them are trying to get into it, like, you know, but it's got to be like something where you can draw more fans because they got fans. It's just that people come see you. You know what I mean?
And look, Ron. And here's the thing: you don't have to be a boxer that has millions of dollars. You could be a 10-0, 12-0, 13-0 boxer. This is all you need right here. This is it. You don't need the thousands of dollars. This is it.
That's promotion.
Have your homeboy, have your sister, your homeboy, your brother. Have somebody just shoot it, man. That's it.
Yep. You know, and I follow RGBA Gym a lot. I feel like they kind of keep their boxers out there like really good, like where you're familiar with them. You know, and I've always followed them, kind of like I follow you. So yeah, just certain things you just know about certain boxers, you know.
Right.
But there's certain things you don't know at all about boxers, like, you know, unless you really into boxing like that.
Right. Yeah, that's it, man. So, hey, listen, the next couple of weeks, guys, I think, do y'all remember Lamar Russ? Russ was a sparring partner for Triple G. He had a couple fights, and he was on a Contender not too long ago when a Contender had a show a little while back. But I think Lamar Russ wants to come on and do a live stream. Definitely in the next couple of weeks, I want to see if I can get Jamel Herring back on here for a live stream. I'm really working hard. To make a contact to get Mickey Ward on here. I would love to get Mickey Ward on here. I think that would be great. And listen, so at least once a week, I'm going to try to have a box on here to do a live stream. So listen, be on the lookout, man. 2022, man. We're looking to have these live streams with these fighters, so y'all can ask some questions in the chat. If possible, I'll try to sneak y'all on there to ask questions live if possible. Some fighters might not like it. Just ask questions in the chat. But listen, man, 2022, man, we're gonna try to have more, at least a weekly, every week, at least try to have a box on here. So that's our goals, man. So I appreciate y'all getting on, asking questions, chopping on with this, man. And till next time, man, we signing out, man. Thanks for coming on, guys.
All right, catch y'all later.
All right, peace.